Hi, welcome to this video about my Arduino Mega2560 and with some electronics. Last time I added this motor to see if two motors could run at the same time, because I cannot so far run these two motors. These two motors are perfectly capable. However, this one is only with a transistor. This one is via an RLC circuit, and that runs. This one via an RLC circuit does not run, although the LED burns. What I want to do is investigate if I get this combination run as well, and for that I found another inductor, and that one I want to add to the circuit so I can try to find try to get this running, so I have three motors running. That is focus 1, and focus 2 is to see if I can make some more new ideas working. But first thing first, add this inductor to this RLC circuit. So I have added this inductor to this one in series, because the inductor theory says that with inductors in series you double or you add them in capacity, or in working anyway. So it's time to give it a try. Will this one work or won't it? And the problem is in this case that I think the motors need some more convincing. This one needs convincing again, and this one, for some very weird reason, still doesn't. This one works, this one works, and this one doesn't like it. So what I did earlier, I'm going to do once again, swap the motors. Swap this one and with this one. So let's see how that adds up. So take this one out first, then it doesn't really matter which connector goes where, as long as it connects. And making sure there is contact. Alright. So Motors are swapped. No convincing needed there. No convincing needed in this one. And this one doesn't do anything. So the question is, why is this happening? I do know that this capacity is 6800 microfarad. This one is only 2200. What happens if I short circuit? What happens if I change this one, 6800, for the 2200, which I still have here? Let me just do that and see what happens. Yep. So with this capacitor added to the circuit instead of this 6800, I try again, because apart from the inductance, the whole circuit is the same now, and of course apart from this LED, but that's such a small difference. I can't imagine that will be okay. I didn't expect that. Apparently there is a difference between these motors, which is big enough that this one starts automatically and this one doesn't. So the thing to do is maybe see if I have another one of this, and I actually doubt that I do. So let's look for it. Although this one is in use actually by another project, I'm taking this one and put it instead of this. So let me change the setup. And I have to be careful for the wiring. And right now it doesn't matter how the wiring is connected, as long as they work. So, two of the same motors. Only difference is perhaps the inductance. So let's run again. There's not a single spark of life. And this is quite odd. So perhaps it is time to see for the wiring. However, the wiring is fine since this LED worked. And that wouldn't be the case if the wiring wasn't correct. I've made a mistake here, a slight one. And that may be of influence, of course. This inductor was not connected correctly. Let me try again. Equal motors, but this one doesn't do a thing, despite the fact that you can clearly see, I hope, that this LED does work. So there is voltage. There's clearly voltage over that LED, so the circuit works. This is a disappointment. So I don't know why this isn't working. I have to find out something. The capacitor is the same, the motor is the same, the transistor is the same. The resistors are the same. The only thing that isn't exactly the same is the inductors, are the inductors. Weird. So, something to think. And when I look at the code, I have to look at these output pins 4 and 2. And 2 is the original version on which the RLC circuit was originally put, and it uses output value 5, which is map. Pin 4 uses output value 4, which is 2 times map. And looking at the wiring, the one that does work is output value from pin 4. So if I use 4 instead of 5, who knows what happens? Because I can't think of another cause of the whole thing not working. So let me try this as a final option. Compiling. And uploading. And now let's see on camera what happens. So with the source code slightly changed into a stronger output. One motor runs, second motor runs, but the third motor still doesn't do anything. It refuses totally and completely. Which is very weird indeed. And looking at the wiring of the circuit that doesn't want to work. It is actually, looking here, on pin 2. Which is indeed the value that I changed. So it's now giving twice the value it used to have, but it still doesn't do anything. So analytics tell me that this can't happen unless there is something I totally oversee, and for now I have no idea what that may be. So yeah, on to other ideas. As a last idea, I'm concentrating on both this LED and this capacitor, because the LED slowly dims, and of course also even though in this circuit there is no LED, the voltage is the same. So if I short circuit this for a moment, the LED burns again, slowly dims, but the motor doesn't do anything. Let me check the final wires, because that is then the only thing that may fail this circuit. And then I'm talking about these very small wires. I should check them with the multimeter to be very certain. So I put it on resistance. Let me shift the camera to the multimeter. And with the connection you should see result immediately. So I check on one wire and you immediately see that it goes to 0. Checking the other wire, and that one goes to 0 as well. And this is proof that the wires are okay. And in order to reconnect them to the board, let me stop the experiment a little bit to not damage anything. This one has to go here. And then something interesting happens, because the wire comes loose. So that is something I should fix very quickly. And try again. That is one, another one in the plus. Make sure the motors don't interfere. And like this they shouldn't. So let's run again. Two motors running, and the third doesn't do anything at all. Even when shortcutting this one, nothing at all. So with these experiments giving nothing, I'm still curious and I want to find out, but I think that will be for another time, with yet other attempts to solve this mystery. For now, thank you for watching, and of course to be continued.